Hey guys, this is Justin.
And Joy.
And we got another great episode in store for you today.
We're actually going to talk about 7 reasons why sexual intimacy is important in marriage.
This is going to be spicy, guys. Don't miss it.
It's real, raw, and uncut. Like there is no sugarcoating. We're real about it. If you're real people, message us. Raw and uncut.
What's up, everybody? This is Justin.
And Joy.
And welcome back to another episode of the Real, Raw, and Uncut podcast. Super excited to be with you here again today. Hope you've been doing great since the last episode. If you're loving the show, do us a favor. Go ahead and hit the subscribe button here on YouTube or your favorite podcast platform. And if you're really loving the show, go ahead and leave us a 5-star review. If you haven't followed us yet on social media, you can at the official Justin Ford. You can also find Joy here on social media as well. And feel free to reach out to us. We'd love to hear from you. And if you are really loving the show, go ahead and leave us a 5-star review. Got a great episode in store for you today. But before we get into that, I do want to remind you that this episode is brought to you by our friends over at Next Door Lending. Next Door Lending is a team of professionals that believe everyone should be treated as if they live next door. The founders and team members have more than 150 years of combined loan experience, helping clients all over the country choose the best loan program to help you accomplish your goals. Next Door Lending is currently licensed in over 26 states and has a team of over 100 loan officers specializing in helping you get the best rate and terms. And so whether you're looking to refinance your home or you're looking to purchase your next home, call our friends over at Next Door Lending today at 888-885-3667 or visit their website at nextdoorlending.com.
Well, hello.
Hello. 2026 is rolling.
What are we saying about 2026? Like, something goes with it. Oh, I got to think about that.
Yeah, what are you talking about?
I don't know, like
2026.
there's always like a saying.
I don't know.
Sorry. Okay, my brain was.
If you think about it, let me know.
Okay, let's.
Yeah.
I will say this though. This
Yes.
episode is geared towards
married couples.
Yes. It's going to be a little bit deeper.
I'd say
It's gonna be-
PG-13 rated R a little bit.
Just some real raw stuff
Yep.
with marriage and.
So Cameron, you might want to plug yours for this one, buddy. I know that this is for married couples. Actually, we've been getting some good feedback, from people who like us sharing relationship experience. And obviously we know that everybody that, listens to our show isn't married. However, we want to direct this towards married couples because I feel like there is a level of commitment and a deeper meaning of relationship when you make marriage is a commitment, right? You can live together, you can date, you can do all the things that married couples do. But if you haven't made that covenant of marriage, it is a little bit different. So there's no shame on anybody. Or, if we say, hey, this is for married couples, we're not excluding you.
Right.
We're just saying that because we're married. So one of the things that we wanted to talk about that we think is an important topic, especially after just celebrating 20 years married last year, a lot of times people ask us advice after 20 years of marriage. 20 years is a long time.
It is.
Right? That's a lot of people don't make it to 20 years. And so
we barely made it 5 or 3.
Huh?
Remember, we almost didn't make it 3 or 5 years.
We almost didn't make it the first year. It was tough. But here we are 20 years later. And, when we think about what makes marriages strong, what allows people to stay together for a long period of time, and what not just stay together, but creates a healthy marriage.
Yeah, and actually, I thought about this idea with Justin because, I have girlfriends and we've had lots of different conversations. And sometimes you think it's normal to be doing this certain thing all the time. And some people are like, it's not a part of their marriage, or they go a long time without it. So this was really important for us to talk about it in a married couple.
Are you talking about like going on dates or watching TV together?
I'm sorry. The topic of today.
What's the topic of today? You're kind of like confusing me and leaving it like kind of hidden.
So today's topic is, drum roll, 7 reasons why sexual intimacy in marriage is so important.
It is. And, obviously it's crazy to me that, and girls talk about, I guess you guys talk about
Ladies?
this stuff. Yeah, we don't talk, guys don't just, I don't talk about.
Guys don't. Ladies do talk different than guys.
Yeah,
so,
girls talk about,
Girls.
Their sexual life with each other more than guys. Like I'm not.
No, guys don't do
guys it. Guys don't really talk about, their sexual life with other guys.
No, and actually women don't normally, but it's more of just like, dude, you haven't done that in a week. What's wrong? Like you should be doing. We encourage each other to do it often because it's like it's a big part of marriage. Like so, if I hear someone saying it's been a while, I'm like, well, you better figure that out and fix it because that's key.
Well, I've actually heard people talk about how they haven't been intimate with their spouse in years.
Yeah,
that's to me, that's like crazy. There's something wrong there because God did not design marriage to go without being intimate together. Because intimacy sexually is not just the act; it's a connection.
Right.
It's a connection with your spouse. And to me, if people are not being intimate together, something is way off.
Right.
Like I'm a part of this marriage group. I don't even know how I'm a part of it, but it's a huge one. There's like almost
I don't even know why you're part of it. It's like weird.
It's a marriage group. I mean, why aren't you a part of it? Hello.
Because it's not a.
But it's like
it doesn't line up with our.
Well, it does. There's a lot of So there's like almost 500,000 people in this group. It's a big marriage group, and obviously all these people always post anonymously, and I get it. But like so many people are like,
you go in there to just like run and read stuff.
No, I don't go in there. I just see it on my feed. I never go in there, but I just see it, and someone will be like, I haven't had sex with my husband in 3 years or 2 years, and I'm like, either your husband's gay, or something is going on with your husband, because how can a man go without having sex for that long?
Right. That's horrible.
And so again, there's no judgment here, but we want to talk about
we want to encourage you.
Well, we want to encourage you, but we want to give you 7 reasons why sexual intimacy is so important in marriage. And here's what I'll say. I want to reframe it. I know that there's a lot of reasons why you might not be having sex in your marriage. And if you're a woman, you're listening, you're probably going to, I don't want to say be offended by some of the things I'm saying, because you might say, well, my husband, broke trust with me, or you don't know our marriage. But I will say this, the Bible is very clear about not withholding sex from your spouse unless, you're both agreeing upon that.
Yeah.
And I think the devil uses this as a very big tool to create division between a husband and a wife by withholding. There should never be withholding. Even if you're upset, even if you're angry, whatever. And if you're a man, this is a very real thing too, is when you hit 30 years old, your testosterone levels start to naturally go down. And if you don't have a very high sex drive, or you feel like you have no sex drive, you might want to go get your testosterone checked. And it's not just for sex drive. It affects mood. It affects emotions. It affects a lot of those things, which as a man, those things are super important. So we want to talk about this today. And again, this isn't judgment or anything like that, but this is an encouragement. So today we're going to talk about the 7 reasons why sexual intimacy is so important in marriage. And then next week, we're going to talk about 5, things, or 5 negative side effects if you're not sexually active with your spouse. And so number 1, let's talk about this. But before we get into these, Joy, I will say this. Men usually have a higher sex drive than women, and sex to a man is usually the most important thing in a relationship. Where it's not that way with a woman. What's the most important thing typically for a woman is it emotional, right?
Yeah, communication,
emotional. And so those 2 things we have to learn how to meet those needs together, so that you're definitely being, God created intimacy for a purpose, not just for a physical act, but for a purpose. So number 1 out of the 7 reasons why it's so important, Joy.
It creates deep emotional bonding. Sexual intimacy releases bonding hormones and builds emotional closeness. When a couple is sexually connected, they often feel more understood, secure, and united.
Yep. True statement. Like Joy and I could be in a fight, or we could be feeling distant from each other. And when we become intimate together, I feel closer to you.
Right.
And then you're a lot nicer to me too.
Way more nicer.
Yep. So it's like it's a coming together. Like God designed a husband and wife to come together.
I do a lot of those. Oh, by the way, we go on this vacation. Just kidding.
What are you talking about?
Never mind.
Yeah. No, she doesn't use it as manipulation. I mean, maybe sometimes she does. If you rub my back, I will do this. No.
No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, but no, seriously. So number 2, it reinforces oneness in marriage. Marriage is meant to be a union of body, soul, and spirit. Sexual intimacy uniquely reinforces that oneness and sets the marital relationship apart from every other connection. So true. We're living in a culture where sex is not really happening in the order that God created it. Like, and again, I was once, not a Christian and had, sexual relationships before I got married, and it was more of an act versus what God designed it to be. And so because today sex is just like a nonchalant thing and you just go have sex with people, that's not how it was designed. It wasn't designed just for pleasure. It was designed to, the Bible says, when two become one, and it was designed to have a soul connection and a spiritual connection with the person that you're having sex with. And so it reinforces oneness in marriage. And it's supposed to be that special bond between a husband and wife. What's number 3?
Number 3 is it builds trust and emotional safety. Healthy sexual intimacy requires vulnerability. When both spouses feel safe, seen, and honored, trust deepens and emotional walls come down.
Yeah. I mean, obviously when you're distant and you're apart, it's not just a physical act. I mean, you're not, feeling emotionally connected. And what's interesting is, and I've learned this over time, and even learned this in, learning about sex in a marriage, is when a man wants to have sex with his wife, it's not just to have an orgasm. It's, I feel connected to you that way. That's how I feel connected to you.
Right.
And I feel even emotionally connected to you is when we're physically connected, which again is so important in a marriage. Number 4, it serves as a powerful form of communication. Sex communicates love, desire, reassurance, and presence without words. It often expresses connection when words fall short.
Yeah, it really helps me communicate way better.
Yeah. Obviously it allows us to, again, reassure our love, our support, our connection for each other, and making sure that, that we're one, right? Number 5.
It strengthens the marriage bond against distance. Consistent, healthy intimacy helps prevent emotional drift, resentment, and disconnection by intentionally reconnecting spouses at a deep level.
Yeah. And I feel like the devil really tries to get in and create division in this area of marriage. And I just know for sure, like, it's so important. And it's got to be important to both people. And I think women often, and this is kind of sad, and I know that this can be used as women can use this as a control mechanism in the marriage, right?
Maybe. It also
controlling, like, okay, I'm not going to do this. If you're upset with your husband. And
yes, I will say that, because when the kids were little and I was exhausted home all day with the kids and Justin was out running and working and whatever he had going on, he'd come home and immediately want to be intimate. And I had a long day. I felt like I had no help. I was exhausted. I wanted to just sleep. And you know what? As women and as wives, sometimes you just have to fight that feeling of tiredness and meet that need, because the minute we start to just, oh, me, or I'm tired, it's been a long day, like that, it can be a selfish thing, and we forget about our spouse. And so I say that because we talked about it before, and I was like, man, like, that's where a lot of divorces can happen, is the minute you start having kids and you forget your spouse because you're so busy running after the kids. Yeah. That's the first thing you start to forget.
And ladies, when a man comes home and wants to be intimate, that's his language to say, I want to be connected to you. It's not just like, oh, I'm selfish and I'm thinking about me, because you have to remember, intimacy benefits both of you. And I just feel like there's this misconception and this misunderstanding between husband and wives, or just relationships in general, that, oh, you're not meeting my needs, so I'm not going to meet your need. Or,
right.
You don't understand me here, so then I'm not going to do this over here. Right. And what does that ultimately do? Right? That ultimately, like, creates more division and more issues and more, drama in your relationship, when sometimes you need to just come together. And when you come together, something happens. And again, I understand that some people have been hurt, they've been taken advantage of, they've had bad, experiences, or maybe you've been hurt by the person. It's hard for you to be intimate, with your spouse because they've hurt you. if you want your marriage to work and you want your relationship to work, you have to be intentional in this area. You have to be. And I know that could be hard, but it's going to be even harder to get a divorce. It's going to be even harder if your spouse cheats on you because your needs can only go so long unmet. And that's a dangerous thing. We're going to talk about that next week of really the negative side effects of not being intimate, because I'll say this as a man, I can only go so long without being intimate.
Right.
Because then temptation creeps in, vulnerability creeps in, all of those things creep in, and needs that go unmet. This is why even women, they'll go try to find an emotional, affair. Maybe it's not physical, but it's emotional because your needs aren't being met. Well, if you're a man and you're not getting your physical needs met, sooner or later, you're going to go you have to, the body is designed to release. The body is not designed to hold.
I actually read about that. There's actually a thing I forget where I read it at, but men are supposed to release at least every 4 days.
Yeah.
At least. And so if you're married and it's not happening, man, you better tighten that up.
Yep. You have to. I mean, it's important, especially again, if you want to have a good marriage. Number 6, it reflects mutual love and selflessness. True sexual intimacy is not about taking, but giving. It's an act of service, attentiveness, and care that reflects love in action. And if you're married, this is where you're supposed to come together and be selfless towards each other and love each other through intimacy. And you want to make sure you're meeting each other's needs. And then Joy, number 7 out of the 7 reasons why sexual intimacy is so important in marriage.
Number 7 is it provides a space for healing and renewal. Sexual intimacy can restore closeness after stress, conflict, or exhaustion when it flows from emotional alignment rather than obligation.
So important. And again, we're only speaking out of being married 20 years. I'm grateful, that we have a great, intimacy life in our relationship. And I know that some people don't have that right now. And again, this podcast is not judgment or anything like that, but it's an encouragement that if you love your spouse and you want your marriage to be successful, you guys have to work through this, because you have to remember the devil does not want you to be successful in your marriage. He wants to create division. He wants to separate you. And this is one of the biggest ways that he will do it. And I will say this, when a man is satisfied through intimacy, he has no reason to try to go find it somewhere else.
Right.
Right. And if a woman is satisfied as well, she has no reason to go look for it somewhere else. And so this has to be an area that both husband and wife work on together.
Right. There we go.
So I want to give you a key truth as we close. Sexual intimacy thrives when emotional, relational, and spiritual connection lead the way. Men, we can't always just expect intimacy from our wife and never give. But I know, if we're going on a date, if we're, spending time together, if we're going on trips, all of these things, they naturally initiate intimacy. But if we're distant from each other, it's going to be harder to do that. But even in the distance, even in the I don't feel like doing this, when you come together, it changes that friction. It changes the negative stuff that's going on. And man, I know it's hard. This is not an easy topic to talk about. It's not an easy, thing for a lot of people, but you have to find a way to be intimate with each other. It's non-negotiable. Men, go get your testosterone checked. Ladies, go get your hormones checked. And you know what? Learn how to be intimate together and learn ways to keep it spicy.
Yes.
Keep
always.
it spicy. Yep. Any closing thoughts or words?
For me?
Yeah.
No, I'm excited we talked about this. It's really, really important in marriage. And I've been wanting to talk about it for a while. And I think it's just huge. I just say that because, being a mom of little ones, I remember just, again, like I said previously, how exhausting it was, but just how important this part was in our marriage for you and for me too. But I mean, it's different for women and men. But I just encourage every woman out there to just analyze what your intimacy looks like and 10x it. I don't know.
Find a way.
Figure it out. Find a way to make it better.
Super, super important.
Always better.
Yeah. And honestly, you ladies, if you want to connect with Joy and talk to her, reach out to her, joy@justinfordteam.com, or you can find her on social media.
Yeah, message me.
Because girls talk about that stuff. Guys, we don't talk about that. But I mean, if you have any questions and you want to connect, Justin@justinfordteam.com, or you can find me on social media. We're here to encourage you guys and help you guys. And hopefully this message, this episode today helped in some way, shape, or form. Again, no judgment. I know we made some jokes in the beginning, and there could legitimately be some things that are off or wrong. Mm-hmm. But I'm telling you right now, this has to be a focus here in 2026 if you want your marriage to thrive. And we're going to talk a lot more in 2026 about marriage and about how to grow your marriage and make it stronger. And again, it's not perfect for us, but we're 20 years in, and I think we've learned some things over 20 years.
Yes, we have.
All right, guys.
So soft.
That's it. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of the Real, Raw, and Uncut podcast. Again, if you enjoyed this episode, feel free to hit the subscribe button here on YouTube or your favorite podcast platform. Feel free to leave us a review. Feel free to reach out, share the episode with somebody that you know might need to hear this. And again, this is a really important topic, and I know it's sometimes uncomfortable, but if you want your marriage to thrive and you want it to last, make it intentional this year going into 2026. That intimacy is important.
Ooh, intentional with intimacy.
Mm-hmm. That's the word of the year. I'm going to remind you of that.
That's not my word of the year. No,
every day.
I'm just saying for the year for married people.
Intentional with intimacy for the year.
Oh my gosh, what did I get myself
in? You guys heard it first.
That's not my word. I didn't say that's my word. Oh, I forgot word. Okay, never mind.
Yeah,
yeah, I'm going to say that. Intentional with intimacy 2026.
It's going to be a great year, babe.
Oh, perfect. It's been a great.
All right, guys. Before we wrap up this episode, I do want to remind you that this episode is brought to you by our friends over at Next Door Lending. Next Door Lending is not just a sponsor of the show. This is our official mortgage lender partner for the Justin Ford real estate team. It's who we entrust all of our buyers with. And so if you're a buyer this year and you are looking to purchase a home and get pre-approved, call our friends over at Next Door Lending. If you are a homeowner and you're looking to refinance and take some cash out, call our friends over at Next Door Lending. If you are a real estate agent looking for a great mortgage lender, call our friends over at Next Door Lending today. Over 1,200 5-star reviews, a perfect A+ Better Business Bureau rating. Call our friends today at 888-885-3667 or visit their website at nextdoorlending.com. I do want to remind you of this. Tune in next week for the 5 negative side effects of a marriage that is not having sexual intimacy. It's going to be something that you definitely need to hear, especially if you're struggling, or if you have a great one, tune in anyway because you want to know the side effects if for some reason that changes. But 2 things before we always wrap up here. Number 1, it's not how you start. What matters is how you finish. And number 2, with God, all things are possible. God bless you guys. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you on the next one.